Alright, little technical snafu there. Obviously that's not right, but this is number one. It's a par 5, little dog leg right. And there's the green, little L-shaped green, like that. And greens are looking pretty nice today. Sorry, I had a little technical problem with what I did by the tee, but so this is Craig from Craig's Courses. Today we're at Copper Mill in Zachary, Louisiana. There's a hawk right there. Some wildlife out here, not like other places with deer roaming around, but there's a nice hawk. And off he goes. Okay, now we're at number 2, which always reminds me of 12 at Augusta. It's not Ray's Creek running in front, but it is a little ditch or creek. And then there's a bunker fronting the green. And like number 12, if the pin is back right, you don't want to mess with it. Just go over the bunker. That's what I do. Today, it's a little bit left of the bunker, so can kind of go at it. Okay, now here's number 3. It's a short par 4, and sometimes it tees off over here where you have to go over the creek, but that's not where I am today. Just giving you a quick look. Kind of an intimidating tee shot, especially with the wind in your face like it is today. So now here it is from the tee I'm playing today. It's only about 275. Like that pin is in the middle. So let's get after it. Just a quick note is I played here last week and I was going to play somewhere else, but being that we're having some beautiful spring days, it's hard to get a tee time. Would have had to wait until 3 where I wanted to go, so. But I needed to do the 18 holes at Copper Mill, so here we are today. Love Copper Mill anyway. Alright, so here we are. Approach shot. I put it on the right side of the fairway, which is the best side. To go at that little green, so I've got about 115-ish to the hole. Alright, and here's a close-up of the 3rd green. Looks like I hit a decent shot there. And again, the run-ups are a little bit dry and sparse, but the greens are nice and they're rolling well. I just made a 15-foot putt, so. Like the green speed and nice greens. And here we are at number 4, which is playing into the wind today, and it's long. Here's the black tees, and that is 627. And that's a pretty good forced carry there, but that's not where I'm playing. So I'm playing the mix of copper and green tees. It's still just under 500 yards. This isn't even the longest par 5 out here. From back there it was 6 something, but I think they've got one that's over 650. But anyway, here is the view from the tee box at number 4. Here's a view of number 4 green from the fairway. I'm back about 225 from the pin anyway, 215. But that's because that pin is way back in the back. And here's the 4th green. It's a very long green. And as you can see, I've left myself a very long putt. Again, the middle of the greens are good. Edges are a little bit burnt, but they're working on it. I left myself about 85 feet for par, and then I left myself 14 feet for bogey. But I made it, so that's about 15 feet. All right. All right, here's number 5. Plays anywhere from about 3 to 400, I think. There's a creek running just in front of the green. Today it's downwind. Alright, so I hit a pretty decent one. I'm about 88 yards from that flag. Well, I hate to admit it, but I dropped my shoulder and chunked it into the creek, and it's deep enough I can't even see a yellow ball, but my fourth shot was good. Alright, that's rare to have a penalty and make a bogey, but I made the little 5-footer. It's a little longer than I thought, but it was 5 feet. So far, that's the best looking green from front to back and all the way around. It's looking real nice. Alright, now here is number 6. I've played a lot prettier holes in my life, a lot more challenging holes in my life, but this is my favorite. Why? Because I hit a hole-in-one here. But playing about 140 today, downwind. It's just a little green sloped from front left to back right. No bunkers. Now I was trying to land it just short and just let it hop on, but I hit the green and it ran through. But still not too bad, not too bad. Love the days when the just made a 12-footer for par save. My downhill fringe putt was a little bit weak. I think the wind held it up actually, but 12-footer. So I've made 3 putts over 10 feet now. Now this is number 7, which is drivable. It's got a little string of putt bunkers, cuts across, and then kind of circles back around towards the green. I've driven this green a couple times. It is 260 today, downwind again. Well, my drive is right up there. I thought I had hit it on, but it hit one of these little mounds and kicked right. So I would have been close, but still not a bad leave. Well, I knocked it up to 14 feet. Wasn't a bad shot, but first miss between 10 and 15 today. And again, front of the green's a little sparse, but where the pins are, they're nice and they're rolling well. And here is number 8. Little pot bunker right in the front. Really don't want to go in there. It looks like it's 145 today. Left of that bunker or right and short of the green, because you can chip it up or even putt it up from there. So right won't kill you. A tough little par 3 into the wind. And there's the green for number 8. I thought I had really botched that because I chunked my approach. Came up short with my second, but then hit a brilliant third to 1 foot to save bogey. That was looking like double there for a little bit. And here is number 9. Pretty short par 5. Trouble up the right, lakes up the left. Green is elevated a little bit. Pin is on the right side, I do believe, up there. Yes, it is. Scoring opportunity to finish your front 9. So I've done what you want. I hit a drive, kind of rode the wind that was coming from left to right, got it up onto the plateau, and left myself a go. This is number 2 on a par 5, so only 170-ish to the front edge. Well, I couldn't really borrow as much to the left with those bunkers in the water. And I hit it straight at the flag, but the wind rolled it over, and now I'm way over there, kind of where that lighthouse is. I think I went over that mound. Well, here's my leave. Second time in a row I've done this. I'm to the right. It had enough to get there, but interesting little shot here. I hit a 60-degree wedge into the wind. I thought I nipped it, and it just went down the slope. So, fun birdie putt, but at least it's a birdie putt. Good looking green. Well, I hit a beautiful putt straight up the slope to 5 feet, and then I guess the wind kind of took it. I was playing it a little left to right, but it completely turned. 3-putt bogey. So that looks like 1, 2, 3, 5 over. Damn it. Can't really complain about the putter. Pretty good most of the afternoon so far, but 41 on the front. And yes, I score a little bit funny. A long time ago, my good friend, when we were playing poorly, didn't like adding up all those 5s, 6s, 7s, 8s, 9s. So he thought, put +1 or E, and it's much simpler to count. So that's why I do it. And here's number 10. It's not very long. I'm kind of way back to give you a good expansive view. But it kind of curls around the lake. It's short if you don't go right. You can make it a lot longer if you push it off to the right over there. Whoops. I call it buzzkill because the amount of double bogeys I've made here is ridiculous, no matter how well I'm playing. But see how good we can play it today. And here's where my tee is, about 350, but dead into the wind. Well, I did what you don't want to do. About 175 to the front, 190, because I hit it all the way up, well, into the wind. I didn't hit it great, and it peeled off to the right. So, do I think I can get it on there, or should I lay up? That is the question. Pin back left. And here's the green at 10. Once again, I flared it out to the right. But not too bad. Alright, so not too bad. I left myself almost 60 feet for par and curled it just behind the hole for an easy tap-in bogey. From the right side of this hole, number 10, I'll always take a bogey. Buzzkill. Here is number 11 at Copper Mill, little par 3, playing about 150 today because the pin's up front. From here, it's 140 to the front and 172 to the back. Couple of bunkers on the right, one back left. And so I hit the green just barely, but birdie putt. Didn't want to go over and leave myself a very long putt downhill finish, so good leave. So I left myself 24 feet, uphill a little bit left to right. Thought I made it 3 feet out, but nice tap-in par. Putter's working today, except for that one hole with the uphill putt. Can't really complain about that. But par on number 11. Now on to 12, where it looks like I'll have a moment to have a snack. And this is number 12, the longest hole out here. From the tips it plays 650. I'm right here at the men's tees, and it's about 570. I once found the website of the designer of this course. It's called Odyssey. but my good buddy used to call it bear claw because it could rip your guts out. Not really a birdie hole for most amateurs, I would say. Really tough par. Double and triple are in play here if you get yourself in trouble. And there's trouble left and right once you get up past the tee shot. And there's a couple of guys up in front of me there. Let them finish my snack. One problem when you're a solo and can play in less than 3 hours. Looking at the scorecard, it's kind of amazing that it's only, well, it's basically 6,800 yards, but I don't see a whole lot of courses under 7,000 with 2 holes well over 600 yards. And, but it's got some, one of the things I like, it's got a drivable par 4 on each side, even for me. It has short, medium, long par 5s, and doesn't really have a long par 3, but it's got a good variety because it's got 6 of them. 15 right over here. Oh, I'm not pointing there. 15 right over here is about 200 yards, but we'll get to that in a little bit. And it looks like the guys have cleared, so about ready to tee off on number 12, Odyssey, or Bear Claw. Alright, so a good but not great drive. Left myself just a shade over 300. So if I can hit a couple of good shots, I can get on in regulation and have a birdie putt. Well, that wasn't the best. This is the approach view. I still have 174. Ugh. Caught it a little thin. At least I kept it down the middle. But gotta go over that little bit of water, a couple bunkers short. It's a little bit further back to the green than it seems. I really need to flush this one. And you can't go left and you can't clear it right. Well, I decided to lay up. The wind is swirling, and I've hit a couple of weak shots that tailed off to the right, so I just chipped it perfectly up there for a little finesse wedge. If I'd have been 15-20 yards closer, I probably would have, I would have had to go for it, but from here, because those little bunkers up there, they've got, if you don't get over that mound, you can really screw yourself and it'll drop back into the bunker. Even though the bunkers today are out of play, they're under construction. But so I just laid up. I'm right up there by that sign. So yeah, that's what I left myself. Looks like it's about 75 yards back to that flag. Little birdie pitch. Longest hole at Copper Mill, number 12. Well, my putter did it again. That little 75-yard shot, I duffed. But then I knocked it from back over here up to 18 feet. And I mean, it rolled perfectly in. I was just a little bit to the left there. I got it up on that last little plateau where the pin is, so it didn't move much, but whew, putter is saving me today. I thought Odyssey had taken a double bogey, or had put a double bogey on my card, but not today. Here is number 13. Luckily, the trees around have blocked the wind a bit. But as you can see, that pin is tucked on the left side over the bunkers. That's going to be fun. It's about 175. So, yeah, medium long. Well, it landed short but kicked a little bit right, but that's not too bad. Just on the collar, but that's going to be a long fringe putt. And there it is. Laying one. Got to go up that hump, and then the pin is downhill. So that's going to be interesting. Well, that fringe putt was terrible. The par putt was 36 feet, and I put it 6 feet past because it goes up and then turns hard left and downhill to the hole. But it was relatively straight uphill 6 feet. Putter saved me again. Bogey. Bogeys are better than par putts. So pretty much doing that all day. Except once. But alright, on to 14. Alright, here we're at number 14, which is a short 5, but you gotta drive over a little crud, and then there's that little patch here in the middle, but birdieable hole even for me, but lots of trouble, so need a good tee shot. Alright, so that wasn't a great drive here, but it only leaves me about 260. Does give me a good vantage point because I'm on top of the hill. There's the green up there. 265 out. Okay, so one of my better irons of the day. Leaves myself about 95 yards. That's the approach look at number 14, the par 5. It's a couple of these downwind shots that I have just hit so good. But boy, they don't stop. That is a long birdie putt. Yep, that is stupid long for a shot that landed just short of the green. I am 72 feet. Alright, not too bad from 72 feet. About 4.5 feet. Woo! Hard. Alright, now we're at 15, par 3 today, 177. That is not the worst pin. It's kind of right in the middle and on the right side of the green, so that's better. And it's tucked back left. That can be really tough. There's the green, 157 to the front. I think it's downwind. I thought I'd hit that pretty good, but caught a couple of right bounces and then ended up on the right side. Still a little short, but not too bad here. And here's the green from just up close and short. Alright, beautiful fringe putt, lag putt to just inside 2 feet. Nice, easy par. On to 16. Nice green here at 15. Here's the other drivable sometimes par 3. Today it's dead into the wind and it's 275. Not really drivable for me with the green up there a little bit to the left. Number 16. Well, that was not what I wanted. Wanted to hit a stinger 4-iron, but I hit a right curving 4-iron, but I've only left 125 to that flag. So approach on 16. Sorry about the wind. Woo! I'm not quite sure if I went through the green. I hit a pretty good shot, or if it caught the slope and maybe turned down towards the hole. Oh! It stayed on the green. Excellent. Birdie putt. So right about 30 feet from the crusty left edge. I think it was a little too far left, but not bad. Par. All right, that's 3 pars in a row. Let's see if we can finish strong. 2 left. Here's number 17, a dogleg right with a creek cutting through the middle. Right here. It's 240-ish, 230, 240 to get to the creek. Right down there by those trees. So I usually keep it a little left, leaves you about 160, hopefully 150 to the green. This hole and me, if I could hit it farther with a cut, you could just get over that creek, but I can't. I hit a pretty nice one with a little fade. Like I said, right about 160 from here. A little creek that kind of cuts in front of the green, or has a little curve. But 160. And here we are about 75 yards out from the green. I was non-committal, so instead of being up next to the green, I've got this left. But par still in play with a good shot. You know, it wasn't terrible, but I caught the back side of that mound on the left, or to the left of the flag, and it looks like it went by 30, 40 feet. About a par putt. So from about 60 feet, I 2-putted, so not a bad bogey. Just wanted to show you, here's the creek that comes into play on your approach shot. As you can see, not a whole lot of room on the right side. You want to go up most of the flags, you're going to go over that creek. Alright, so we have reached 18. From the men's tees, it is 488. A little bit uphill. Well, that wasn't very good. Got caught up in the left to right wind. Left myself a good bit. Green is way up there to the right of those 2 deadish trees, or between the trees. Alright, so hopefully the last full swing of the day says I've got 100 yards. Flag is kind of in the middle. Well, I flirted with disaster. Let's see. Yeah, I hit just on top of that little hill right there, and it kicked me onto the green with a reasonable birdie putt. See if we can finish today strong. So I clipped just the top of that little mound and it kicked it down to here. About 18 feet for birdie, uphill. Maybe a little bit right to left. And it's windy. No reset. Oh, it just broke away. Whew, almost missed that with the back of the putter. Okay, so that was Copper Mill, all 18. This is Craig's courses. This was a fun day, great day. Beautiful weather, mid to upper 70s. And not too bad of a score. Well, 81, well, 40 on the back. No double bogeys, 1 3-putt, but love this course. A little crowded in the morning, a lot of members play in the morning, but in the afternoon I played in 3 hours. I got here at 1 o'clock. It's 4:06. So thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time.